I don't put my hands on women either.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Can you put your face right in my ass, please? Right in my ass, please. I don't put my hands on women either.
I don't put my hands on women either.
Now to cover the big story, Wings Redemption. Let's move forward. We got to talk about this Wings stuff. Look, there was the clip where, you know, Wings obviously threw Kelly on the table, right? There was the slapping when she was driving, and there was a person that was with them alone. But there was one person that was alone with Wings and Kelly for a long period of time because he went to Fat Camp with them, the road trip, and that was Twiggy. And Twiggy has recently come out with new information. We played a clip of it, but we wanted to hear directly from Twiggy because apparently Twiggy has a lot to say. So I don't know. Everyone, the entire internet says, are we getting Twiggy?
What? Yeah, I get you.
Twiggy, retell the story about what Kelly said to you at the hotel when you were at the pit stop on the way to Fat Camp.
All right. So after the incident where he slapped Kelly's arm after she was honking the horn in traffic, that night we went to the hotel. Everything went normally after that. And then the next morning in the hotel, Kelly walks up to me and she asks me if my shower was slippery. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, my shower was super slippery, and I slipped and fell, and now I have
Nicholas
a big
super
bruise on my
chatted
back.
$20.
Worst timing ever,
Bring me in,
Nicholas.
dude. You have this whole Elon Trump beef wrong. Trump is trying to create a surveillance state and increase the national debt.
Go ahead, Twiggy.
But yeah, so she said she had a bruise on her back, and at the time I was like weirded out by it, but I didn't really think much of it, so I just put it in the back of my head, kind of like the slap video. I didn't realize.
So the next morning, you're telling me Kelly comes up to you and says, hey, was your bathtub slippery? Because I slipped and fell, and now I have a big bruise on my back.
Yeah, it was. I don't remember. I don't remember if Wings was there while she said that, or if he was at the truck packing up luggage. So, because as I said, it was something I put in the back of my head, but I vividly remember her saying that because it was just so weird to me at the time. And then the table incident happens, and I start to think about it a little more, but I didn't want to come out and say it because, for one, I don't have any evidence that she said that, and my reputation was already a little funky.
Yeah.
But also, like, that is something that I was told. So, I mean, I think it is my right to come out and say it. And they blamed his whole like career ending on me because I released the video of the slap.
Who did?
But Wings and Kelly both did. They would talk about it on their streams. They were talking about how I told when Kelly called me after that video came out. Because remember, Wings didn't call me. Kelly called me.
Mm-hmm.
And when Kelly called me, she was yelling at me, talking about how I'm a clout chaser, that I don't care about anybody but myself, and I'm willing to throw anybody under the bus to.
Huge ass super
I just
chatted
knew-
20.
Did she show you the bruise?
No. I didn't see the bruise. That's why I didn't want to like come out and say it at first because it would just seem like I was doing this to benefit myself, right?
All right,
Just
well,
like they thought with me releasing the video.
I guess the next question is this. All right. You hear the backstory. You seen and filmed the slap story. The way I understand it, they argued the entire road trip, right?
Pretty much, but it also, I couldn't tell if that was banter. I couldn't tell if it was like what you see on the streams for the most part, right? When they're just going back and forth. And then I did have a camera out the whole time, so I didn't know if that was performative or not. I really didn't think anything of it until he slapped her arm.
So do you think he's abusing Kelly?
I don't really know, but I've talked to people about it. And when I brought up the fact that she did say that she slipped in the shower, it was somebody in the Discord who was at Fat Camp who has dealt with this stuff personally. And I'm not going to say the names because that's not my place to say that. But I was talking to them about it, and they were basically telling me that when somebody is in a situation like this, there will either be little cries for help or there will be justifications for some of the stuff that goes on, right? For example, saying that she tripped when she clearly didn't. Um, but they like I'm not educated on the topic. I'm just repeating what I was told. But people who are in situations like this will tend to have fictionalized stories to kind of justify what's going on in their life, especially when they're, the person you're supposed to love the most, the person who made is in a marriage contract with you, who took vows to protect you, right? Is the person harming you the most? How do you justify that? You have to find some way to justify that in your mind, right?
I did find it interesting in his public apology that I don't remember him apologizing to Kelly.
No.
He apologized. He put out that big statement. Remember, we all said that was a good statement. And I'm only now thinking about it like, wait, he didn't apologize to Kelly in that, I don't think. Or maybe I'm wrong. Can someone pull that up?
Well, Rastov, while you're pulling that up, I did get a text from a trusted member of our community. I won't out them. They did reach out to Kelly, and they have this statement that I'd like to read. They said, I just wanted to let you know, because I know that you care, that I talked to Kelly, and she says that Twiggy is lying about the back bruise. She said she slipped and bruised her knee, and there was never any other bruise. Take that how you will, but Wings also said that he has no clue why you would say this.
Because it's what she told me. She didn't say it was her knee. She said it was her back.
Well, I felt they definitely deserve a voice here, so I read what they had to say.
And I don't have any problem with that. And
I
I'm
have a problem with you, Twiggy, and this is why I told Keem I wanted you on the show today. You have seemed to piecemeal out every little thing. First, I saw them fight. Then you saw the slap. Then you showed us the recording. Then every time you come back, there's another little nugget. There seems to be another little nugget. I want, and with Keem's permission, today, from beginning to end, from the moment you were with them to the moment you were at Fat Camp, I want you to tell me every goddamn thing. Because if there is an ounce of truth to it, I don't want to know something new 6 weeks from now.
Yeah.
I don't want to know something 6 months from now.
I agree with
I want to
Buggy.
know it fucking today. Today. You put it to bed today.
I agree with Boogie. No more 2 months from now we hear another thing that happened with Wings or Kelly or whatever. Like, tell us everything.
No, I will.
The apologies in the side chat, by the way.
That is the last thing, and I even told Rastov earlier today that was it. And the reason I didn't come out with it is because, like, unlike the video, right, which I already got a lot of crap for releasing that video because, saying I was a clout chaser, even though if I was, I would have released it on Ozzy. Like, that would have been what happened at the time if I wanted to benefit from it. It would have been a massive exclusive story.
Twiggy,
right?
we don't care what you feel and
right.
what's going through your mind. We want to know everything that happened between Wings and Kelly. Like, give us it should be within like 3 minutes. You can tell us everything.
All right. So basically, the first night I was there, it was pretty normal. There was like a little bit of arguing about which laundry or which stuff to pack, and that was pretty much it. It was very normal, and I basically just went to the room and got in Discord once he started streaming.
Excuse me. Time out. There are some Wings fans saying, Keem, you could milk this shit, have him make up shit ever so often to keep the viewership up. Bro, we don't need to cover a Wings show. All right.
Yeah.
Me and Boogie by ourselves did a whole month of April without Wings. He came on one show in April to respond to this. We crushed. We had a record-breaking month.
Yeah.
All right. Minus Fat Camp because that's an event month, right? Then last month it was me, Boogie, and Rastov. No Wings or Redemption, and we did $71,000. We never even came close to that with Wings. The most we ever did with Wings was 50. All right.
No.
So
now the reason
we made $20,000 more than without. We don't need Wings to have a successful show, and we've proven that a million times. Anyhow, go ahead.
But I don't remember like exactly where I left off. But at the house, everything was normal. Nothing seemed abnormal. All of the arguing seemed like banter. It seemed like they were just playing around for the camera up until the point where we were stuck in traffic. Kelly honked the horn, and then her arm was slapped. Then I was told to delete the video, and like you already know everything with that. And then everything kind of went off without a hitch for the rest of the day, and then she brought that up the next day. After that, there was really nothing. It was just the same old arguing, and then there was some, good moments too.
Did you hear any threats? Was there ever a case where he was like, "I'll hit you," or "Okay, all right"?
No, nothing like that. It was like most of the arguing consisted of like minor disagreements and him criticizing Kelly's driving. That was pretty much it, up to the point where that slap happened. And then it was just the same as it was before, just arguing for the rest of the trip, and that there was really not much to it. It was just the slap, then what Kelly told me, and then when the table incident happened.
Okay,
that was all I could think about. Was
all right.
those
Thanks,
two
Twiggy.
things.
What do you guys think?
Looks like this stream's getting deleted.